Our lighting of the chalice this morning is actually number 546 in the gray hymnal, so I'm going to ask you to turn there, please. It is to free the heart. I will read the plain print, and I invite all of you to read aloud the italicized print. And that's number 546, in case you're still looking. Through dreary, sodden days, the field sponged up the graying skies. And blossoms on the vines, designed in spring to come out to sing again. As through the seasons of our years. In the spirit of inclusivity and welcome, please greet one another, especially those you may not recognize. Folks online, please greet others in the chat.
Please come back to your places and rise in body or spirit to join in our opening hymn, number 327. Please rise in body or spirit to join in singing our opening hymn, number 327, in your hardcover hymnal. Joy, the goddess fair, immortal, offspring of Elysium, mad with rapture to the portal of thy holy fane we come. Fashion's laws indeed may sever, but thy magic joins again. Humankind is one forever, 'neath thy mild and gentle reign. Joy in nature's wide dominion, mightiest cause of all is found, and 'tis joy that moves the pinion when the wheel of time goes round. From the bud she lures the flower, suns from out their orbs of light, distant spheres obey her power, far beyond all mortal sight.
Good morning. Oh, I'm here for your brief Justice Minute. Okay. Alabama is attacking abortion rights again. There's a bill, HB 611. It's a partisan Republican bill that is attacking the receiving, sending, any digital action with, sorry, I got distracted, with emergency contraception and the abortion pill, the Plan C. They're trying to criminalize this. The bill is trying to criminalize this action. And so we really need people to contact their representatives. You can check all this information out on the Legiscan website. It's the legiscan.com, I think. I'll find that out if you want to ask me later. But yeah, this is definitely, we've already gotten permission to travel, but now we're having our rights taken away by being able to get emergency contraception. So, thank you.
Good morning. I'm Brenda Lively, a member of the board. Our church is supported by those who call our church home and by those who support the efforts of our church to change our world for the better. If this is your first time with us, please pass the plate. We are just glad you're here. We share our cash plate every Sunday with organizations whose work reflects UU values to care for marginalized persons, advocate for real and systemic change, defend our environment, and promote justice and equity for all. Today we are sharing our plate with, who are we sharing our plate with? Friends of Shades Creek. We appreciate your donations and accept the forms of payments found in your order of service. Thank you for your generous support of our church and our Share the Plate recipient. May we give in love and hope.
Now is the time in our community when we share what we carry with us this day, joy or sorrow. For those of you online, please share yours in the online chat, and remember to hold others by placing parentheses around their names. For those of you in person today, you're invited to come forward and drop a stone into the water in honor or in memory of what is on your heart today. Please come forward. Please join me in a spirit of prayer and meditation, followed by a moment of silence. Spirit of spring and new life, we turn to your wisdom and strength as we seek to live lives of meaning and love. The cycle of life is powerful. Everything that lives dies. Everything that dies has lived. There is no escaping this cycle. The leaves that we put away in the fall are now compost, fertilizing the soil as we prepare to till the garden for this year's plantings. When one who was beloved dies, we mourn and we carry them on in our hearts, seeking to live as they inspired us to live. As a child grows, we marvel at their unfolding into their own unique self. These lives we live hold so much beauty and so much pain. And we, like each of our ancestors across the millennia, seek to live them fully. We seek love. We seek to appreciate beauty. We seek solace and healing. We seek to hold fast to the core of goodness of this world and to amplify its abundance. And we seek one another, for no one can do this alone. Now, in the company of many, let us enter a time of silence. May this silence be a time to honor that which your heart seeks. Amen and blessed be. Would the children please come forward?
Good morning, everybody. Why am I here? Miss Courtney is not here today, so I'm the substitute. I know. Disappointing, but I'll do my best. I know. Usually I'm just the lap out in the audience, but. So today we're celebrating with lots of flowers, and do you know what we have to have in order to have all of these flowers? What? We do need bees. That's exactly the right answer on the first try. So, are any of you guys scared of bees? We need butterflies too, but today I'm going to talk about bees. Are any of you guys scared of bees? You make friends with bees? Me too. Both scared and not scared? Yeah? A little scared. Sometimes you run away. Scared and not scared. Well, yeah. Well, today I'm going to tell you a really old story. It's called a fable. It's about how the bees get their sting. So, long ago, the bee people had a problem. No matter how hard they worked to gather nectar and make their honey, thieves like humans and bears would break open their hives and steal their honey. After one attack, the hive members gathered for a meeting. Buzz. We have to do something or people will always destroy our homes, said worker bee. Queen bee spoke up. I have an idea. Help me gather up a cup of honey to take up to Zeus. Surely the king of the gods can help us. Queen bee flew up to Mount Olympus with the honey. When Zeus tasted the sweet honey, it was like nothing he had ever tasted before. Ah, Queen, if you will bring me a cup of this honey every day, I'll give you whatever you want, said Zeus. Queen bee knew that she had him now. Well, King Zeus, all I really want is a sting, a weapon that we can use to destroy our enemies. Well, it was already done. He had already promised her whatever she wanted. So like magic, a stinger appeared on Queen Bee's rear end. Ha! Now we can teach those humans a lesson, she said as she turned to leave. Suddenly, Zeus realized what he had done. It was too late to take back the stinger, but he could dull their points a bit because Zeus loved the humans and he didn't want to see them die at the hands of the bees. Perhaps I was a bit hasty, Queen Bee. You do have the stinger that you asked for, but I have to tell you that you will only be able to use it once. And while your poison will hurt people, it will not kill them. You see, revenge may feel good at the moment, but it is at best a two-edged sword. And that's how it is today. Although bees can sting, they save their stings for protecting the hive. And that is how the bees got their sting. All right. Are you guys ready to go downstairs? Yep. All right.
never got to dance around a maypole, and frankly, I feel rather deprived. Methodists in Alabama didn't keep such seasonal springtime celebrations when I was young, probably still don't. I think it's too late for me now. Maypole dancing is best done by children and youth who are shorter and more graceful than I at this point. I love to watch them as they each grab their ribbon and begin weaving in and out as they dance around, and the ribbons make a colorful crisscross pattern from the top of the pole downward. Someone always messes up, of course, but no one cares because it's too much fun, and like all performance art, it will not last, and no one will remember a tangle or two. I didn't learn about Beltane until I was well grown and studying for the ministry. Beltane is May Eve, the last night of April, and it's celebrated with fertility rite, pure and simple. Some version has been practiced in agricultural communities across the globe going back before recorded history. The basic idea is that humans engaged in lovemaking out in the fields as a communal act of worship, honoring the gods who would make the grain grow and bring a good harvest. Then everyone will eat for the next year, and many families will be rewarded with new children in the winter. I became good friends with a colleague in seminary who was a devoted practitioner of Celtic neo-paganism. She shared with me that she and her husband celebrated Beltane in the traditional way every year to bless their vegetable garden. Living in a rural area with lots of privacy made it easy to engage in such an ancient spiritual practice. And one particular year, they were rewarded exceedingly well for their efforts when 9 months later, the gods presented them with their firstborn child. It was a fine and praiseworthy accomplishment for a couple of closeted neo-pagans, and their story has left me with a fondness for Beltane and May Eve celebrations ever since. I do confess I am a little bit more comfortable in regard to group celebrations if everyone keeps their clothes on. Everything spins. I mean, everything. The earth, the moon, the solar system, the galaxy, and even the particles inside atoms are spinning, wobbling, rotating. Everything spins, and so everything is affected by the spinning. Thus are we creatures born of cycles of seasons. Our lives spiral around with the seasons over and over again while we move forward in time, growing, becoming, aging. Human beings observed these phenomena before there was written language. They hauled stones from great distances and set them upright in patterns that caught the sunrise on certain days of the year, as if they could somehow both honor and control the cycles of life. Without understanding the microscopic elements of reproduction, they observed in cause and effect across the plant and animal kingdoms how mature living things come together in specific ways which result often in the creation of new living things. Through the messy, smelly, sticky fluids of bodies and stems, of limbs and roots, new life is created, nurtured, and born into the world. The life force perpetuates and sustains, and understanding it in a pre-scientific era meant an anthropomorphizing of that force as a god or pantheon of gods, from which or from whom the force comes. And to believe that life comes from such gods means believing that life can be taken away by them as well. Therefore, in such a belief system, humans are called upon to remember and honor the gods, hoping that they will give and sustain life for another season. In the modern day, Western culture has largely rejected such beliefs in favor of proven and accepted laws and theories of life sciences. There are some, however, who find a powerful emotional connection to the earth and to nature, which manifests in a fascination with ancient earth-centered traditions. They have developed spiritual beliefs and practices which enrich their lives and strengthen their connection to one another and to the earth. Among the historical sources of our Unitarian Universalist living tradition is the wisdom and learning we glean from the spiritual teachings of earth-centered traditions, which celebrate the sacred circle of life and instruct us to live in harmony with the rhythms of nature. This source was recognized in our congregational association in conjunction with the increase over the past several decades in the number of persons who practice some form of modern pagan or neo-pagan spirituality. According to Dr. Jessica Zabrine Gray, a UU religious educator, curriculum developer, and pagan priestess, the umbrella term paganism includes specific religious traditions, Wicca, Druidry, Santeria, and more, along with those who consider themselves earth-centered but not of a specific tradition. Nearly every earth-centered tradition honors the sanctity of nature as it manifests through the seasonal cycles of the year and the four elements of earth, air, fire, and water. By honoring these cycles through rituals, pagans have the opportunity to participate in the sacredness of nature. Many UU congregations, like ours, are also embracing African tradition religions, such as the Yoruba religion, a way of life that honors the Creator, Olodumare, the Orishas, and the ancestors. Unitarian Universalism offers an excellent community for the modern practitioners of pagan traditions. Dr. Gray explains that pagans find inspiration in all world mythologies. Many honor the duality between a female goddess and male god, while some only honor a goddess. Some believe in many distinct gods, which we call polytheism, while others believe that all mythological gods and goddesses are aspects of one divine force. Some believe God is everything, and then we call that pantheism, or within everything, which is panentheism. The same religious umbrella which found room to welcome the agnostics and non-theists in the humanist movement of the early part of the 20th century also offers hospitality to those for whom the ideas, beliefs, and images of pagan traditions provide spiritual comfort and inspiration. Dr. Gray shares some of her personal experience in her writing about the UU-affiliated organization, the Covenant of Unitarian Universalist Pagans, known by the acronym CUPS, and we have a very active chapter right here. In UU congregations, pagans interact in a broader religious community than they might find in smaller pagan organizations, covens, groves, or kindreds. UU congregations welcome pagans to interfaith dialogue and as participants in social action. I have practiced Wicca for 15 years and worked as a UU religious educator for 8. My first encounters with Unitarian Universalism were a goddess-focused course, a pagan hand-fasting type of wedding, and the Covenant of Unitarian Universalist Pagans. The more I learned about UUism, the more it informed my spirituality and my ministry. In return, I have experienced UU worship programs and rites of passage enriched by elements of paganism. Unitarian Universalism especially appeals to pagan parents. In my own family, we celebrate pagan holidays, learn about the elements of earth, air, fire, and water, and experience nature together. Gray continues, but I also want my child to grow up in a spiritual community of children and to be exposed to many different beliefs. So we bring her to Sunday school at a UU church, what we call here RE. Living as we do in a larger culture which has been strongly influenced by Orthodox Christianity, tempered with a desire for religious liberty, we UUs fiercely guard our free faith. Every person who has either been born into Unitarian Universalism or adopted it for their own values welcome value the welcome they have experienced, where their own life-affirming beliefs are respected, and where religious questions are honored at least as much as the answers, and sometimes more so. In my 20 years as a Unitarian Universalist, I have attended such a broad variety of religious services and acts of worship, including traditional Protestant-style Sunday morning services, drum circles, cornbread and cider communion, the flower ceremony, a Samhain bonfire, a Hindu Holi celebration, Buddhist meditation, Christmas Eve candle lighting, Easter celebration, solstice rituals, a St. Patrick's Day service in which the pagans brought the snakes back and chased St. Patrick out, Kwanzaa celebrations, humanist lectures, Earth Day festivals, Rosh Hashanah celebration, and more. Our faith umbrella is large, with room for many. Now, it is probably fair to acknowledge that our openness does attract some religious dilettantes who come for spectacle and entertainment. However, this should not discourage us from our hospitality or from our embrace of religious variety. It is incumbent upon each UU and each congregation that every life-affirming faith be welcomed with genuine respect, and that previously unknown spiritual practices be met with kind curiosity and an eagerness to learn and grow. I remember a longtime UU saying to me, I tried meditation a few times. I met with the Buddhist group and sat still and tried to quiet my thoughts, but it made me crazy. I just couldn't do it. So I stopped going. That statement spoke volumes about her experience of being UU. It told me that she was pleased to be part of a congregation which included the presence of a Buddhist meditation group. She was obviously curious about their practice, which was new to her, and felt comfortable trying it out for herself. She also felt free to declare that having tried it, it didn't work for her. And she still honored their practice and supported their presence in the congregation. The influence of transcendentalism on Unitarian history led to the welcome for humanism, agnosticism, and non-theism. It also brought an appreciation for the spiritual experience some glean in the great outdoors, and thus to early conservation movements. That movement has grown in our UU commitment to environmental and climate justice. And in the midst of those developments in the last 50 years or so, the humanists and the pagans found each other at that intersection and have been working together ever since in a marriage of passion for the natural world. Druids and witches show up in their flowing robes to march alongside humanists in t-shirts and jeans, and the work of saving the earth continues within the strange and beautifully varied family which is Unitarian Universalism. It was largely the influence of the pagan group in our UU family which led to the adoption of the seventh of our historic principles about our commitment to protecting the interdependent web of life. UU teacher and writer Selena Fox shares a part of her story. I was part of the process of crafting and adopting the seventh principle. My experience and practice of paganism fit well within UU worldviews. I am the founder of the Circlecraft Path, a synthesis of old pagan folkways, multicultural shamanism, transpersonal psychology, and eco-spirituality. I am thankful that UU communities support pagan perspectives and pagan religious freedom and draw on pagan stories, songs, spiritual practices, and celebrations. Our pagan kindred have brought much to the UU table and continue to enrich our ever-becoming free faith tradition. Earth-centered beliefs and practices are a part of Unitarian Universalism and can be found in our hymns, O Joy Thou Goddess, our readings, our religious education curricula, and our justice work. Our neo-pagan siblings have much to teach the family, and perhaps we may discover that there is more than just a little pagan in all of us. Let us celebrate the season of spring today. And following the service, I urge you to go outside and dance around the maypole, clothes on please, or at least encourage the other dancers, and enjoy the rest of the activities, the refreshments that are sponsored by our CUPS group today. Spring brings the promise of new and renewed life. And who couldn't stand a little renewal these days? I believe there is a maypole out there waiting for us all. Amen, and blessed be.
Please rise and body your spirit for our closing song, number 1066, O Brother, Son in the softcover hymnal, which actually is O Kindred Son in your order of service, so we can be a little bit more inclusive with our language. If you would like to join our church this morning, please come forward during the closing hymn.
O kindred sun, bring forth your light, all shining round in fiery might. O sibling moon, you heal and bless, your beauty shines in wonderness. O kindred wind, you sweep the hills, your mighty breath both freshens fills. O cousin water, you cleanse and flow through river streams in ice and snow. O kindred fire, you warm her night with all your dancing colored light. O Mother Earth, you feed all things, all birds, all creatures, all scales and wings. O death, when eyes no longer see, you take us into the mystery. O Spirit of life, we give you praise for all your creatures, for all your ways.
We are so pleased. Oh, let me put this on. Too many mics. Yeah, we are so pleased to welcome Amanda Franklin, who has come forward to join our congregation. Thank you. Mike, can you turn this mic on? Amanda, you want to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're deciding to make this step.
Hey, I'm Amanda. I'm 55. Can you hear me? All right. I've been a recovering Southern Baptist and a recovering pagan, and I am a humanist, and I think I would just love to be here now. So here we go.
It is a joy to welcome you as a member of this faith community. I encourage you to grow in your religious life and to explore and share your unique gifts. Will you journey together with us, sharing the joys and responsibilities of membership? Will you share generously with all of us of your time, your talents, and your financial resources? If you agree, please say yes. Members of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Birmingham, will you reach out to this person in friendship, including her, or is it them? Her in our ministries and fellowship? Will you be open to her unique gifts and perspectives? Will you extend a warm welcome to her, remembering that each of you was once a new member? Will you join in your strengths, giving your strengths, your talents, and commitment with hers? If so, please respond. We will. We will. Excellent. Now, you are a part of us, and we are a part of you. Welcome.
Good morning. I have a very important announcement. I'm Julie Nicholson Morgan, your board president here at Birmingham. Time for some real talk. We are short by about $100,000 for our proposed budget for next year. So it is imperative that you get your pledges in this week so that the Finance Committee and the board will have the numbers to work with to finalize our budget for next year. If we don't meet the January proposed budget, cuts will have to be made. Our priority will be to ensure that the staff is paid, that the lights are kept on, all of the boring stuff that needs to happen, but important stuff. But that may be all that we're able to do. 100,000 right now, as of right now. And that would be a huge disservice to each and every one of us, as well as a disservice to those we want to reach with our message of love, inclusion, and diversity, which, as I've said before, is important now more than ever. I don't want to be doom and gloom, and this is not a comfortable talk to have, as you can see. But if each and every one of us does not honor the promise we made to the church and each other when we signed the book to financially support our wonderful church, UUCB will start to look a whole lot different. There may be no funds next year for the Fall Festival, no ice cream socials, no participating in the Pride Parade or Festival, a cut in adult enrichment programming, and possibly more. I know each and every one of us holds at least one of these things dear to our hearts. Please help us keep all of it, and please help us grow. For those who have already pledged, thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, and if you've already pledged but are contacted to make your pledge, or were approached today that you haven't made your pledge, please submit the paperwork again. There's been some clerical issues that we're trying to figure out, and I promise you won't be held to a double pledge. But I am humbly asking, pleading for everyone to do their part. No more, no less. There are forms on the center table in the narthex, so I encourage everyone to stop by and fill one out before you leave here today. You've heard me quote multiple times that we are stronger together. And this is one of those times that our togetherness is literally shown in black and white. I know we can do this. Thank you very much.
Visitors, friends, and members, please fill out your connection card if you have not and give it to an usher. I say every time I'm the worship associate, they're dated. We can't reuse them. Please fill it out. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Church histories for sale after the service. $10. Sounds fantastic. Yes, a wonderful book. Very, very great read, and just like really fun to learn the history of our church. So there are so many opportunities to connect outside of Sunday mornings. We have lots of great Wednesday offerings happening lately. Our May Day celebration, as mentioned, is today following the service. The reminder here is that there is no scheduled RE time, so please pick up your children. Please pick up your children. We also ask that parents and guardians are present to supervise their children during the May Day celebration. Thank you so much. Get your children. Flower communion is on May 4th, so please remember to bring flowers to share. And then Oscar and Mary Stevenson would like you all to walk their backyard labyrinth in celebration of World Labyrinth Day on Saturday, May 3rd from 11 to 3. This is a free, family-friendly event, and they will serve light refreshments. Email the church office or check the all-church email for their contact information. More announcements can be found in the all-church email as well as in your order of service. In honor of the legacy of our ancestors, let us carry the flame forward as we extinguish the chalice. Let us dance away from this gathering, saunter and sway, still smiling and laughing. For there is more joy to be found, more play, more delight. Burgeoning life beckons. Go forth in childlike wonder, humming and giggling in celebration. May hope fill our hearts in this sacred season of spring. Amen and blessed be.